do you throw the computer out right now on some days because of, I know you want to keep guys happy, but with this 60-game sprint, you got to win. What are you going to do with your matchups this year?
Well, I think that number one, we're going to have 4 extra players to start with 30, and then it's going to kind of get curtailed. So I love the DH. It gives us another bat. It also allows us to kind of match up that particular day, but it also keeps guys relevant. And we're going to kind of use the DH as a get guys off their feet, because fortunately for us, we have guys that play both sides of the baseball. But yeah, I mean, Mookie is a guy that can play. He played 162 games a couple years ago. He wants to play. Cody wants to play. All these guys want to play, and I absolutely get that. But I do think that now, if I want to give Mookie a day off, that could essentially be a DH day. But for him to take 4 or 5 at bats, I'd be crazy not to want him in there. Guys like that.
Dave, I know you've been asked. You're asked every year, right? How do you get off to a fast start? I mean, it's like there's no magic formula. Of course, everybody wants to get off to a fast start. But there's obviously peril if you have a bad 15 games here, which is so unique to any season. So will you react in-game any differently, just knowing that? Does it feel almost like a playoff series in some sense, that you can't have an 8-game losing streak, odds are, because it really hurts you in a 60-game season?
I think that's fair. Yeah, if you have the formula to get off to an 8-2 start, let me know. I'm all ears. But I do think that certainly, if you look at it now, each game is kind of like almost like 3 games. So as far as the value, playing now 60 games. So you understand it, but I think though, KB, you don't want to get too kind of outside of doing what you do. And I think that we play each game to win, to prepare the right way to play a game. And I think to put any more angst or pressure on that one particular game, I just don't see a whole lot of upside.
Dave, is there, or I should say, how do you balance development versus winning? Like a guy like Gavin Lux or Gonsolin or May, some of the younger guys.
Well, when you're the Dodgers, we're not trying to develop. We're trying to win a championship. We hadn't won one since '88, and I hear that every day. So, fortunately, guys like Will Smith and Gavin, and some of the younger players that we've had, even when, Cody was a younger player, Corey, and when he was a younger player, it's nice that we have a roster that supports the young players to kind of come in and still not have to be the man, but still can contribute. But from my eyes, from the organization, it's about production. So, Gavin, he's really grown a lot as a young man, as a ball player, and it's been fun for me to watch this. I love this kid. And so, yeah, I expect him to be in there. How much, how often, that kind of depends on performance.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, you're blessed with 3 superstar number 1 starters. How do you handle your horses the first month and a half of this sprint?
Well, I'll tell you this. I can't right now sit here and say I've got David, Walker, Clayton, 1, 2, 3, and just kind of this is what they're going to do. They're going to go out there, and we know that they're going to be ready to pitch 6 innings out of the gate. I don't know that answer. I know they've been all throwing. It's going to be a quick ramp up. So I think that to make sure these guys break camp healthy, and if one guy is at 4 innings, one guy's at 75 pitches, one guy's at 90, that's the way it is, and we'll backfill with the guys in the pen. But certainly those guys have egos and pride in the sense of being the best they can be. But honestly, Frank, they just want the baseball. They want to win baseball games. So, like you said, I am very blessed and fortunate to have those guys on our roster.
For the best access, perspective, and personalities in all of sports, follow us at Fox Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.